Hello and thanks for coming to Darling Harbour and Visual Impact. What I'm showing here is the Color Painter M64 by OKI, formerly Seiko. A lot of you may be familiar with that brand. We're currently printing at 33 square metres per hour on this machine. As you can see the output coming out, and you can probably see the image on the rip over there. So the total time to do this print will probably be in the vicinity of about 3 minutes. One of the most productive machines in its class. We can run all the way up to 49 square metres per hour. We're currently running at about 33 square metres per hour where most of our customers are. That's the Color Painter M64 from OKI, a very productive machine. What we've got here is the Epson Color T5200, fantastic little poster printer. You can see it running it out now, putting it out at about an inch every burst, so wonderful little printer and a really good all-rounder for print for pay and that market. If we move from this printer around the corner, so now we're having a look at the Epson P270. This is the replacement for the Epson 11880. Key difference between these machines is it's now 4 times faster than the traditional Epson 11880. Very, very popular machine in the print for pay market, photographic market and the fine art market. I've got a couple of prints down here that I'll show you. The top one is a fantastic black and white print. You can see the quality there. This is basically replacing black and white photography as we know it. Equally, this could be on a fine art print. Behind it, I've got a lovely colour print, and I'll just slide that into the front here so you can see it. Prints like this you can produce in about 2.5 minutes. So fantastic production printer, very economical to run, high volume. There's a fantastic new print head, which is why it gives those speeds of 4 times. What I'd like to show you now is the Epson Color 80600 model. As you can see, we're currently printing a shot that I took from my backyard this morning, just having a bit of a look at my view. This is the 80600. There's also a 60600 and a 40600 in this range. And this brochure here from Epson gives you a good idea of what the range actually looks like. As you can see, we've got the aqueous range here right through. We've got the photo range from Epson, we've got the technical printers, and then the solvent range, which you're looking at behind me, and then the dye sublimation range. So Epson now providing a full suite of products for the signwriting, photographic, fine art, graphic arts industry. We come back to the printer for a few moments. One of the key strengths of this printer is the ink set. As you can see, we've got an orange ink and a red ink. That's what provides the big colour gamut on this printer. We're running it at about 18 square metres per hour, so you've got the nice trifecta of speed, reliability and a fantastic colour gamut.
Hi, I'm Ian Cleary from Starleaton, Industrial Sales Manager for the business. Today we're looking at the Zund high-speed cutting systems. They're a modular flat table cutting system which allow our customers to produce a wide range of end applications after they're printed. In this case today we're cutting some stickers out of our Easy Dot product. We'll be doing some through cut and kiss cut to create an end application that the clients can work with. Zund, made in Switzerland. In this particular case, this is the S3 L1200 model, which means we have a cutting area of 1.8 wide by 1.2 metres deep. And with a range of different cutting heads in the machine, our customers are able to produce almost endless applications of end products. So we can through cut, we can kiss cut, we can route, we can V-notch. We can also cut, crease and score corrugated cardboard. There are some other specialised applications that we work with in the reflective markets. We're actually able to ultrasonically seal the product. So from an end application point of view, there's really nothing that the customers can't produce or cut with a Zund. It's available in a range of different models. This is the smallest model, the S3, then we have the G3, which is the larger industrial model, and then we have a dual beam system, which is for high-speed corrugated packaging applications. And that's also a pallet-to-pallet machine as well if required. But the beautiful thing about all this technology is that it's all modular, so the customer can start with 1 tool, 2 tools, or many tools, and then build up from there, so their investment's protected across the life of the machine. So what it's doing at the moment is kiss cutting. And we find that the Zund is incredibly accurate for that sort of work and incredibly fast. So when we're up against competitive machines or customers are upgrading from something smaller like one of our other traditional kiss cutting models like the Graphtec cutter, this just runs very, very fast compared to those. I mean, it's a different investment, but it's incredibly accurate and incredibly fast.
As you say, it's very quiet, isn't it?
Very quiet, and even the big machines are really quiet. They're no different.
just every now and again the cutter just sort of checks itself, bounces up?
Yeah. So it's just register. It just keeps on self-registering.
Yeah. And that maintains then the accuracy.
Well, the accuracy, and also, and with that accuracy, you don't want to be cutting into the bed, so it just self-checks all the time.
My name is John Buitekamp. I'm the product manager for finishing equipment here at Starleaton, and today I wanted to show you some of the finishing machines we're showing here at Visual Impact. Starting off with our little laminator. We distribute the Flexa brand here in Australia. Flexa is a manufacturer from Italy. What we have here is our entry-level laminator, the Flexa Easy Light, 160 wide. It's a 1.60 meter wide. It runs 5 meters a minute. So basically that means you can do a 50-meter roll of vinyl. You can laminate in 10 minutes. Basic, it has a couple of shafts, one for your media at the bottom, your laminate on the top, take-ups, a little touch panel here, shafts go up and down, and this one has a little option. So it has a tray that makes it easy to put your prints in there so they don't get dirty when they're on the floor. And it has a take-up at the back. So that means with the take-up at the back, it means you can run from roll to roll, so you don't have to worry about putting images in. I've got one here. Let me show you how easy it is.
ACM, sure.
You basically take your image, put it in there, and away you go. So as you can see, this is the finished result. We put a matte laminate on there, so when in glossy, now it turns matte. And that's the beauty about lamination in the end, so you don't have to have that many different films that you print on. You can have one film and you can change the appearance of your media depending on the requirements that you have. It could be anti-scratch, anti-graffiti. You could put a gloss on there to make it more shiny, matte, so that it doesn't reflect as much. After it comes out of the laminator, if it's on a roll, how do you get your posters from the roll into finished A4s, A5s, A0s, whatever the sizes you require? My colleague Ian obviously talked about the Zund, and he talked about intricate cutting and all that sort of stuff, but the basic cutting is done mostly by hand in shops, or you have an automated rotary cutter. And so we sell the automated rotary cutters from Flexa. They come in a 1.6, a 2.6 meter wide, or a 3.6 meter wide machine. And basically what it is, it's a rotary wheel, a blade, that runs through a thing. You press the foot pedal, it clamps, and it cuts. And it makes your productivity a lot higher because of the way, how fast it's going. I'll show you one. Basically, as you can see, so you have something laminated. It's got a lot of wide spaces, and when you want to cut them off, you put it in, you line it up, you press cut, and you see you've got your, all you need to do is the 4 pieces. So the blades run both ways, so it means that you don't have to wait for the blade to come back. You can just, it can be there, you just press the button again and it does the other side. You turn it around, and even if you have materials that are longer than 2.6 or whatever the size is of your machine, you can actually go outside of the machine, so that makes it easy. Even if you have 5 meter long media, it's easy to trim. Put it in, you line it up with your cutting marks, you press your foot pedal, and your image is cut. We're just showing you the Xtrim 260. We're cutting and doing X cuts. Now, that's a beautiful machine. It really speeds up your production. But what if you'd have to do 10,000 A4s at a time? Or you're doing little A5 stickers, and there's just 100 or 500 of them. You don't want to do them cutting all by hand. So if you have jobs that require cutting and that are very repetitive in terms of the sizes of your images, you'll be looking at an XY cutter. So XY means it cuts in the X-axis and it cuts in the Y-axis at the same time. The machine has a camera, so it reads registration marks, and it stops automatically at the registration marks, makes a cut, moves it forward and cuts again. We then have the Y blades, is what you call them. At the moment we have 5 in them, but you could put whatever you want in them. There can be 12 or 4, or depending on the amount of stickers you have. And you can adjust them by hand, like so, to the size you require on your on the medias. And the beauty about this machine is it could run a 50-meter roll and can cut them into A4 samples in about 5 minutes. So it's really fast, it's really productive. It does the X cut, and it pushes it through, and the wheels do the Y cutting. And in the end, all your sections are perfectly cut.